Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my next video. It's Gamertag Reaction, Real Life Tag Dakota here, and I've got some Spaz 12 gameplay. Gonna be playing some Domination, and the Spaz, well, you might say, well, Dakota, this map you're playing on, it's got some long lines of sight. I don't know if the shotgun is your best option. And, you know, you're probably right, but I'm thoroughly convinced that you can work any map in a way that suits a shotgun. Basically, the way you maneuver yourself around the map, the way you basically encourage your engagements to basically exist only at close ranges, you can definitely do that. It's not too far-fetched. And speaking of not being too far-fetched, getting pistol snipes isn't too far-fetched. If you're with a Spaz and you see somebody standing still from range, it's not that crazy for you to pull out your pistol and get some quick shots on them. It's definitely a possibility, and you saw it right there. And in my Olympia gameplay that I got that flawless, I said, got it on cracked, and I get a pretty far pistol snipe on it too. So yeah, it's definitely without a doubt a possibility. So pull it out and spray. That's what she said. Hiding from the Valkyrie rocket right there. Fortunately, got my teammate, not me, but it did damage me, so it was pretty darn close. He probably would have got a double kill if he would have tried to hit the hit whatever that piece of that big generator thing that was behind us, whatever that was. But I also want to mention I die a lot in this game, and I'm sure you're already noticing that. I go 64 and 12, and somehow I get 11 defense though. Well, I get 2 triples on flags, so it does make sense. But like I said, I die a lot, and I still posted this for 2 reasons. And one is because it's shotgun gameplay, you know, big deal. Typically you're gonna die a little bit more with a shotgun because you're playing with a little bit of a in-your-face play style. So yeah, it's likely that you're gonna die more, but more than that, you guys have told me in your feedback that you don't really mind if I die that much. You know, you guys have told me that I need to lower my expectations a little bit, and I would have to agree. I'd say my expectations were a little bit high, or sorry, they were a little bit high, and I need to lower them maybe a tad bit. So I'm definitely doing that, and you know, I appreciate you guys who told me that. Any feedback like that is greatly appreciated. So, you know, it means a lot to me, whether it be feedback that's saying, you know, good job, I like what you're doing. That means a lot to me. And even kind of constructive criticism, stuff like that. Wow, voice crack. But, you know, it means a lot to me. So, thanks, guys. And anyway, that's why I'm posting this gameplay. And, you know, it's definitely not by any means a bad gameplay. So I'm not, at the same time, I'm not calling myself a pro, but you saw me get well, that guy gets a quad feed on us, but you saw me get a that guy that was looking out of the map through like that chain link fence, and I'm not quite sure what he was doing. I guess he thought the longer he looked at that fence, the more likely it was to open up for him. He was probably chanting "Open Sesame" at his PlayStation 3, but it didn't work out for him. But, you know, I understand when people are new at the game and they don't understand exactly where the map goes. But, like, whenever there's a fence there, like, you gotta know that you can't just open it. And that reminds me, I was playing a game on, it was on this map, it was on Crisis, and the big concrete doors right through here, right in here to the left, there's like a Jeep parked in there or something. There's these big concrete doors right there, there's concrete doors, and a guy threw 2 of his C4s on it. He walked up and threw his C4s on it and then detonated it. And you know, I thought 2 things. I thought, well, for one thing, this guy's new at the game, and but for another, at the same exact time, I thought to myself, that'd be kind of cool, you know, if there was areas of the map you could get to by detonating an area. It would take a lot longer to learn the maps, but at the same time, I think that would be pretty fun. But you see me just keep just constantly coming back to A as they try to capture it and getting a lot of defense. I guess that's why I ended up with 11 defense at the end of the game. That made me mad kind of a little bit right there, but the guy jumps off and I get the assisted suicide anyway, so I guess that'll do. But my chopper gunners in this match, they are not too successful. My second one actually, maybe. It gets maybe 7-8 kills, but watch how quick this goes down. Pretty darn quick. But anyhow, this is my second week of college. I guess I'll give you guys a little bit of a real-life update. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with what I'm majoring in, but I've talked about it before. But for you guys who haven't watched my other videos, it's definitely not an obligation, obviously. You know, it's not like I can say, well, I assume that you guys know this because I've said it before 10, 15, 20 videos ago. But I'm majoring in software engineering, and I'm having a lot of second thoughts about that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to want to major in that anymore. And I don't know, I thought about it a lot over winter break, and it's just, the subject matter is just so, for a lack of a better word, I guess, annoying. Like, so I came into college with kind of, you know, an open mind about computer science, and I didn't have, I don't know, that much experience with computer science. In fact, I had 0 experience with computer science. And I came in with it, and it's not that it was too hard by any means. You know, I got an A in the class with, like, you know, I'm not trying to say I'm some kind of like a genius, but like I really did not even have to try that hard to get an A. And at the same time, I enjoyed the class. I found it a very interesting subject. I found that using your problem-solving skills, you can, you know, come up with unique solutions. And it's fascinating how one person can come up with one way of coding something while another person goes about it a completely different way, and both your codes function in a different way, but you get from A to B. And the whole concept is very fascinating to me. But at the same time, you know, over winter break, I thought to myself, how, you know, could I see myself doing this the rest of my life? And after all, I mean, if you're gonna major in something, it's got to be something you're gonna want to be able to sit down and do hours upon hours, because, you know, if you're holding a full-time job in that, you know, it's obviously got to be something that you love. And before I go any further, that was embarrassing shooting. Just kind of strafing back and forth a little excessively. But oh well. But yeah, so basically the class has kind of gotten annoying. Like I said, it's just frustrating that something like really minor details matters so much. And, you know, like maybe you mess up capital letter, or you forget where a certain like colon goes, or semicolon. Basically, I've spent, maybe this is because I'm inexperienced, but I've spent 2 hours trying to figure something out that was something so retardedly simple. But like, after I would like get done, after I figure out what went wrong, and it was something so simple, I just get so frustrated. And to me, that's not something that I can see myself doing the rest of my life, sitting down and, I don't know, it's just too frustrating, too nitpicky for me. And, you know, it's definitely for some people, so for those people, I commend you. But anyway, the game's wrapping up. I go 64-12, and I end up with a lot of defense because well,